doggy. Stop being
Okay, everyone, we're very excited this week. The CHABURA is officially on the YouTube. Alright, boys, quick go around. Whoever gets the answer right, in a month's time, will get a £10 Amazon voucher. How many views will this video get in a month's time? Go.
0.
50.
Well, you both can't get the Amazon voucher. It's £5 each, yeah? No, Vita,
Are we
next.
doing like whoever's
Quickly, whoever's go. Bang on for a £10 voucher.
Bang on, okay.
37.
That's 7.
Go on and off it.
100. Okay,
1 million.
On the 2nd of December, we're going to check how many.
150.
Okay, we're going to check how many views we've got. Okay, spread the word, get the CHABURA out there. Number 2, thank you very much to Mr. Ikiman Weinberg, who has sponsored the refreshment tonight. It's on the right time.
And Oki has the best
The chizuk for today is, I'm not trying to float my own boat, I'm trying to tell everyone the importance of learning Torah. I was on the Poland trip, and unfortunately,
I don't see any
the
KDs.
guests, guys, meaning just because you can't see something, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It could be in the room. Anyway, listen. I was on the trip and I get a message saying the boys say that the guest Magid Shir wasn't here. So I was thinking to myself, there must be a reason that happened. I don't know, he got the wrong time. It doesn't matter. The reason it happened was because Hashem wanted me to teach you guys the most important lesson that anyone could ever teach you. More important than all the Gemara that you would have learned from the Magid Shir. These 2 sentences are more important than anything you would have said. So it was worth it. Maybe I told him not to come so I could tell you this message. Maybe I didn't. I didn't want you guys to learn. But anyway, the message is, when you go up to Shamayim, Hashem says to you, Kavias itim la Torah. Did you set aside a fixed time to learn? Yeah? The Gemara, Hashem doesn't say to you, did you have your lives, yeah? And then you fit Torah into that life. Like if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're ready to go to bed, my life comes first. No, Torah is the first thing in your day, it's the last thing in your day. Torah is the beginning and the end, and your life forms around it. The person who goes a day without learning Torah, finished. Yeah? That's not a concept in our heads. So hopefully I was able to show you guys, it doesn't matter what time in the morning it is, if you have CHABURA, we do CHABURA. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if it's 8 o'clock in the night, if it's 5 in the morning, it makes no difference. CHABURA has to happen when we learn Torah, yeah? There's a mashal of a guy, our team have heard the mashal, I'll say it to the Chavre anyway. He was on a plane, and he's trying to land the plane, there's a lot of turbulence on the plane. He can't see how to land the plane. He's flying around the place. All of a sudden, he sees the water, he's scared he's gonna drop in the water, he's scared he's gonna crash land, and he focuses on a rock. And he focuses on that rock, and through guiding himself to the rock, he's able to stay himself down and slowly land safely, only because he's focused on that rock. If there's no rock there, he's going to land in the water.
Stay focused.
We say in Modim, Hashem is Sur Chayim, the Torah in our lives is the rock of our lives. Whatever's happening in our lives, how much stress we're going under, however hard it is, any struggles or challenges we go through, we've always got the Torah to turn to. We've always got that rock in our lives. The CHABURA will always be here. Even if Bishop's not here, peace will always be Bismanehem. Gimel will always be. We don't know yet. Okay? Shkoyach. Without further ado. Story today. Oh, you put me on the spot. The story today. Okay, this is a decent story. In the dissection today. If it's recorded, I can't tell. Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
No, don't stop it. In the dissection room. No, they tacky weather. They actually do look. They're very particular.
Well, I don't know. You don't want to use Poland trip.
Oh, you put me right on the spot.
Poland trip story.
What went down in Poland?
No. I'll tell you a story today. I nearly missed Mincha. My rabbi said to me, stop your car and dial Mincha. So I was like, what am I going to do? Stop my car, I can't stop on the side of the road. So I went into a place and I did, you know when what's it called? When you park and get a ticket? No, that means...
A fine.
No, not a fine, the opposite. When you pay and don't get a fine, what's it called?
Bribery.
Park and pay.
Permit.
Pay and display. So what I did was, I did a pay and display for a 5-minute mincha, because I didn't want to steal from them. So I got my thing, and I was like, how much does the mincha cost? I was like, I don't want to pay to go to the parking space. £1.50 to have a mincha. That's all it cost me. How much is the mincha worth?
800 million.
£1 million. You can't put a price. That's like £1.50 to have a mincha. £1.50 to
Great
have a mincha.
British pence.
Anyway, someone doesn't come to CHABURA because they go to Havers. I said to them, I'll pay you £5.56. That's how much you're getting paid an hour to not come to CHABURA. Yeah?
Oh.
How much is it worth? What's the point? It's only £5.56 if you're dead. I don't know. What's the point? You tell me.
You took a
Anyway.
deep breath when you came in here.
Weiter. Tomorrow we were up to. Okay.
Open.
Oh, where are we up to? Yo, where did I? Prosy. Oh, yeah.
We didn't
Seven
cover some
lines
ground
down.
with that Ottie here, you've got more chips.
I can't
Oh, Tano di Don.
I can't eat all these chips.
We have 3 chips between us.
9 lines down in the Gemara, the Tano di Don. 8 words in, 9 lines down. There's loads of Gemaras over there. One's got your name on it. Okay.
It's
The
long.
Tano di Don. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words in. The Tano di Don.
You had this debate with yourself when you were half asleep.
Yes, I was so tired. You can't know what I did. I had no voice either. Anyway, if anyone wants to listen, it's a funny listen. The Tano di Don.
It's a funny listen.
Everyone's got to play the Tana di Don. And our Tana, who said that when it says, the Gemara is now going to discuss, what does a walled city mean? Either it's a walled city from the days of Achashverosh, or it's a walled city from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. Our Mishnah said that a walled city means a walled city from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. So the Gemara says, the Tana di Don and the author of our Mishnah, the Tana di Don and our Tana, Mentes. My timer, Yoliv, prosy, question mark. My timer, Yoliv, prosy, question mark. My timer, what is the reason? Yoliv, he learns, prosy. We said, the Gezerah Shava, that since the word prosy refers to unwalled cities in one context, also in Yeshua, also in the Megillah, it refers to unwalled cities. Therefore, walled cities are the opposite of prosy. Therefore, the Gezerah Shava teaches me that the definition of walled and unwalled was defined from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. Chefs, you hear the Gezerah Shava?
I do.
Since we, in the days of Yeshua ben Nun, we define what is a walled and unwalled city, since the passage from Yeshua. Therefore, from there on, from the days of Yeshua, that's what's defined as a walled versus unwalled. Good? Now the Gemara gives an answer. Why did he use Gezerah Shava? Gemara answers, Kisiv Hacha, it says over here, this is now in quotations, Al Kain HaYehudim HaPerozim, therefore the Jews in the Prozim literally means scattered, but we're going to use the word Prozim, just put it in quotations. Al Kain HaYehudim HaPerozim, therefore the Prosy Jews, comma, Uchsiv Hasam, and it says over there in Yehoshua the same words. Put it in quotations. Levad me'ori haprozi harbe ma'od. Put that in quotations. What? Levad, from Levad me'ori haprozi harbe ma'od. Except for the cities of Prosy, harbe ma'od, many of them. The context, the Gemara that the Pasuk is speaking about is when they're dividing up the land. The important thing for us is the word prosy is used. Therefore, how do we know what's called a walled city and an unwalled city? Since in Yehoshua, in the Pesukim, in the Tanakh, the word prosy is used, therefore that is the time of separation between the two.
Prosy is like scattered, right?
Literally
Like
scattered.
they don't like have a homeless, so it's like referencing the Levian because they like don't have like a city in the land.
They do.
Interesting.
Therefore it is.
Yeah, they're scattered about. You're right. Levium are scattered about. The Gemara is now defining that what is a walled city and an unwalled city. Levium will still live in cities, just they would be scattered in those cities. But good point, very good point. Yeah? Levium was scattered. Because they were the teachers of Klal Yisrael, therefore they'd be all around. Anyway, good. Therefore, the same word prosy is used. The Gemara now explains what I just said before. Malahalon. Just like over there, it's a key word. Everybody see what malahalon means. Malahalon. Just like over there. Mukafas Choma, Mimos Yeshua ben Nun, comma, the wall was walled from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. Malahalam, just like over there, Mukafas Choma, it was a walled city, Mimos Yeshua ben Nun. The pasuk in Yeshua, the word prosy means, is defining walled and unwalled. Afkan, so too over here. Mukafas Choma Mimos Yeshua ben Nun was a walled city from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. Afghan, so too here, when we have the word Prozi in the Megillah, we're talking about a walled city. Wait, what's a walled city? From the days of who? From Yeshua or from Achashverosh? Oh, since the same word is used by Yeshua, defining walled and unwalled, so too here, it's from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. The Gemara then goes on to understand, like we always say, we have a question. The question is, what does it mean walled? We have two answers. Achashverosh, Yeshua ben Nun. Then the Gemara gives the reasons for them. Now we're saying which answer makes more sense, and why the other one doesn't say like him, and why he doesn't say like the other one. Good, we always do that, yeah? This is the 6th time this happens. Bishlama is a partial attack. Bishlama, what we do is we say, this makes sense up to here, then we have an attack question, yeah? So this makes sense. Bishlama, it makes sense. Bishlama, Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha, chilling. It makes sense. Pashut. What's the Gemara's word for saying something's obvious?
Shita.
Yeah? Again, Bishlama Yeshua ben Karcha.
It's okay.
It makes sense according to Yeshua ben Karcha. Lo Omar Ketano Didon. Lo Omar, he doesn't say. Lo Omar, he doesn't say. Ka, like, Tano Didon, our Tana. Meaning, the rabbi that wrote our Mishnah. It makes sense he doesn't say what our Tana says. Who remembers what our Tana says? That a walled city means from the days of
Yeshua ben Nun.
Yeshua ben Nun. That's our Tana.
Shut
So it makes sense that our Tana. What?
When was like, what like era was the Yeshua ben Nun around?
Yeshua ben Nun was straight after we left. When we were going into Israel when the Torah was finished. Anyone know what year that was?
That would be like,
2004.
was it BC or AD?
Oh yeah,
No,
because the Torah
2448 was.
was given 2448. So it was
2448.
40 years after
We're
that.
only in 2021. How
Yeah, no, in Jewish.
Shut up, Akiva.
2448.
He was on fire and he brings some refreshments and now he's making the jokes as well. Akiva. It makes a loud
How
noise.
long was Yeshua?
Okay, good question. Back to the Gemara. Favorably make a timeline for us. You can even put on the jumper if you want to put a timeline on each side of the jumper. Well done to keep my mind again, Alti Hasselton so far in the top 2. But there's still time. There's still time. Back to the Gemara. He makes sense. Rama Khanidon doesn't hold like our Tana. Why? Duh. Less lay prozi. He doesn't have prozi. Duh. That. Less lay. There isn't to him. Translate it as the less lay. He doesn't have prozi. Gezerah Shabbos were passed down from generation to generation from Har Sinai. There's a tradition that since two words say the same thing, we can learn out. Since one's Yeshua ben Nun, this one's also Yeshua ben Nun. We can't just come along and say the word, the Torah says the word, I don't know, Shabbos here and Shabbos there, and in one context it's talking about how you're allowed to go on your phone on Shabbos there, but we can go on our phones on Shabbos. Alavai! Yeah? It's not how it works, Gezerah Shabbos has to be from Halacha, from Har Sinai passed down generation to generation. He never had this tradition. That's why he doesn't hold of the Gezerah Shabbat, because he never had it. So obviously, that makes sense. Everyone hears that makes sense? Yeah. He doesn't hold from the Zizrach Hashverosh, from Yeshua ben Nun, because he never had the Gezerah Shabbat. However, that meaning in the Bishlama there's two parts. There's the bit that makes sense. Ella, now when you see the word Ella, underline it. It means we're gonna ask an attack question. Every time we've got an attack question, what are we gonna do, chefs? Smash this down. Is it loud or do you reckon? Good. Right. Hello. Tano Didon. Our Tana. Hello. Tano Didon. Our Tana. My timer. Lo Oma. Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. Question mark. Mem test. My timer. Lo Oma. Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. Question mark. Why does he not hold like Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha? And it makes sense. What makes sense?
Why did he?
Bishlama what? No.
You want to say?
What? Chef's doing it off by heart. Wow, he's a beast. Yeah? We sure he make sense because he's not got the Gezerah Shava. But when he got the Gezerah Shava, why don't you hold like the other opinion? What's wrong with his opinion? Then the Gemara says, My Tamo! Question mark, exclamation mark. My Tamo! What's the reason he doesn't hold like him? Question mark. Ati Asultan, exclamation mark.
Ati, grab your phone.
My Tamo, meaning.
We just told you the top 2, and now you're on your phone.
Meaning, what he's saying, everyone remember to write the words down, meaning my Tamo, what's the reason?
Which is the same as top tier, retrospectively.
AMW, meaning, my Tamo, what's the reason? What stupid question, what's the reason? It's not, sorry, what's not? What stupid question, what's the reason? My Tamo, question mark, the answer, the highest lay prosy, full stop. Because he's got the Gezerah Shava, prosy. That's why he says it. If I ask you your opinion, you give me an answer, and why don't say like me? Well, because that's what you said, and that you believe in what you say. We don't say random answers. There is lay prosy. He's got prosy. Then the Gemara's a bit bothered, yeah? We just asked a bit of a stupid question. You give me an opinion, you say Gezerah Shava. I'm like, why did we say like him? And you're like, well, stupid question. I've got a Gezerah Shava. Obviously, you're going to do what you believe in. You got a family end. You got the Gezerah Shava passed down generation to generation. If anyone wants to see interesting piece of information on my phone, I've got my Masorah of my Rebbeim, all the way from my Rebbe to his 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 Rebbe, all the way back to Moshe Rabbeinu. I've got it from Hashem. So if anyone here, has paid attention to any word I said in CHABURA, then you are one of my Talmidim, which means that you can join my chain. Which means if anyone says to you, prove to me that Hashem gave the Jewish people the Torah, a very common question, we get it on the Yikam a few times, prove to me, I'll be like, well, do you believe that I taught you? Well, I believe my Rebbe taught him. All the way back to Moshe Rabbeinu. It's not that many generations, but the thing is 133 for you. That's not that far.
You're an
Ligma, you've got a direct line to Hashem. Hashem taught Moshe Rabbeinu to Ishbak well.
You're an our generation.
Well, this Gezerah Shava that we're reading now, you've got a direct line to it.
So you have a copy of this list?
What?
You have a copy of
Yeah.
You
We might raffle it off. We're raffling off. We can do an auction.
Five guineas.
So,
We're not on the ballot, not everything has to be auctioned off.
Hector.
So I think
That's not even one guinea.
A Benjamin Bunny, did you say?
What?
Get with the times.
Oh yeah,
That's so
The
strange.
Babachas are very good, we like them a lot. Back to the Gemara. Oh, Haki Ka'ama means, it's one of the favourite words that, yeah, this is what we really mean to say. That question of, why is Nahal like that Tana, was a stupid question. Why is it a stupid question? Because we know he's got Gezerah Shava. Therefore, Haki Ka'ama. No. This is what we mean to say. Key translation. Everyone needs to write it down. Get your pen in your left hand or your right hand. Haki Ka'ama. Haki. This, Ka'ama, is what we meant to say. It's a lot of words, but key words. Haki Ka'ama. This is what we mean to say. Haki Ka'ama. This is what we really need to say. Now this is the Sha'ila. What was the question? Elos Shushan. But Shushan, Ka'ov Dinom demand? Question mark. Who does Shushan go like? Oh, why is this such a geschmack question? Why is it a question? Sure.
The time of Yeshua Nun.
Oh!
So how come this panel, says that it can only be the time of Yeshua Nun? When the miracle happened in Shushan, Shushan wasn't even the time of Yeshua Nun.
Oh! Menachem has hit the kasha on the head. According, guys, what day did Shushan read the Megillah? 50. Now, according to this Tana, in order to be called a walled city, you have to be walled from the time of Yeshua ben Nun. Now, was Shushan walled from the time of Yeshua ben Nun? No. Therefore, they're not got the din of a walled city. But at the end of the day, Shushan, what day did they read on? But they're not a walled city. According to this opinion, how do we show ben Nun? That's the question. That's why it's a geschmack question.
Yeah, we can't answer that without more context.
Oh, well, that's the why you have to understand the question. You can only get an answer if you're bothered by the question. Are you bothered by the question, Chef?
Very.
How much would you pay? More than £1.50? Is it worth more than a mincha? The answer to the question. Oh, what do you know the answer? £1.50.
If I don't know this question, I'm leaving Manchester and becoming a permanent.
It's not even if we paid for it.
You can't pay for Torah. Guys, weiter,
Any money, guys. I have £100. I can buy it.
Elo Shushan, but Shushan called Din on command, question mark. Who do they go like? Loka Prozim. Well, they're not like an Umul city. Loka Prozim. They're not like Umul cities. Akiva Weinberg. How do you do the Gemara by heart? Akiva, on Thursday, you're going to stand there and do the Gemara by heart for everyone. Yeah. Challenge for Akiva. Akiva did it last time for me, sent me a voice note. Whole Gemara cold. Akiva, I want you to know better than me.
That's not happening.
Thursday, you got time.
We haven't thought CHABURA is a bit of a cult.
Cabura is a cold. We're all getting flipping jumpers, and we're gonna get home and awake it.
In the words of Ellie Gold,
Every so often, we're gonna go to another shul, and we're gonna wear the other colour jumper. For stick. Okay, shh.
It's very possible.
Elos Shushan, you didn't come question about Luka Prozin. They're not like walled cities, Veluka Mukofin. And they're not like walled cities. Why are Shushan not like walled cities? Because they didn't have a wall for Mishur ben Nun. So according to you, that says a walled city needs to do Mishur ben Nun. They've not got a wall for Mishur ben Nun.
And obviously it's wrong because they read them.
in Iraq.
Why are they in the 15th? Come on, give us an answer. Omar Rova. Answer. Shh, Faber, getting an answer. Omar Rova. Omar Rova. The Omrila Kedi. The Omrila, and some say it was Kedi. Anyone ever heard of Kedi?
Yeah.
Really? Who is Kedi?
He was one of the Amaral.
Gemara's not sure. It's either a name of a Talmud Chacham or his name is Kedi. We'll call him a Talmud Chacham. Kedi was a person's name. I'm not sure who he was. But Omrila Kedi, and some say Kedi. Shani Shushan. Shushan is different. Even though it's not an unwalled city, and it's not considered a walled city according to your opinion. Why is Shushan different? Why is Shushan different? Shani Shushan. Oti, why is Shushan different? Hoel?
Since.
Hoel? Vanasa Barnes. The miracle happened there. And since the miracle happened there, even though it's not a walled city, it's not an unwalled city, we read them again nevertheless on the 15th for what reason? Hoel, Vanasa, Bar, Nace. The miracle happened there. The now it happened far in Nace. The miracle happened there. This is what we need to say. This is what the real question is. Elos Shushan. Question. No, Elos Shushan, Dovdin and Command. Who does Shushan go like? Elos Shushan, but Shushan, Dovdin and Command. Question. Who do they go like? Shushan read on the 15th, but they don't fit any category out of the box. Lo, Kiprozim, they're not like unwalled cities. Below Kumukofin, and they're not like walled cities. Because they've got a wall, but that wall was there from the days of not Yeshua ben Nun. Therefore, what they're doing, therefore the answer is Shushan is different. Favorite why? Vanasa Bar.
The miracle.
The miracle happened there.
Which means it's on the same holy level as circumstances.
Shani Shushan, Shushan's different. Omar Rob Amrila Kedi. Robert says, and some say it's Kedi, who's not Robin's name. Shani Shushan, Shushan is different. Koel sins, Vanasa, Bar, Nice. The miracle happened there. Good. Anyone got any questions so far on any of the words or translations? Akiva, what's your question?
Of the current Jerusalem walls, the ones that were, because hadn't Jerusalem had one set of walls that was knocked down for some reason, and then another set was built?
The Gemara is going to discuss if you have a wall that fell and one's rebuilt, what they did is, meaning, let's say the wall was there in the times of Yeshua, then they got knocked down, is it still count as if the wall's there or not? That's the question. The Gemara asks you
No, my
question.
question is,
You have to, wait,
Jerusalem-
Kiva, will you be able to sleep until then or not?
Had Jerusalem had two sets of walls? I heard, yeah, it had multiple sets of walls.
So
So which set are we in right now?
So do we read
We're in the third.
We're going to discuss it. Yes, good. Okay, and we're back in the Gemara, Okay, just to go through the structure again, what we saw in the Gemara, we had a question, what did we walled city? We brought two answers. The first answer we had was Abishvirish, then Yeshua ben Nun. We asked the reason for both. We give the answers to both, and we say why each answer is the other one. Then the question's so shvak that we say, you know what, guys? This is the real question. This is the answer. Since the miracle happened there, Shushan is different. Is everyone ready to go a bit further, or do you want to stop there?
It's all quite a lot to go over now.
Okay. Very quickly. Shh. A few announcements. Who knows what's happening on Friday night?
Mashiach.
We've got the CHABURA in the dividend house!
Friday night program will be happening. It's going to be in the Davidas house. There'll be challenge. There'll be tons of food. Year 12 and 13 are going to be learning there as well. There's going to be 40 of the boys learning. We're doing our Chazara. They're doing their Chazara. We're going to get a guest speaker. Send me messages who you want. Quickly, everyone shout.
Danny Piper.
Ed
Ed Sheeran!
Okay, and Friday night. There will be an optional.
What time?
It's going to be quite early this week. It could be 8:30.
It's a bit late.
Late.
It's not
Okay.
We want the audio.
Guys,
So is it compulsory?
no, Akiva is optional.
It's optional, great.
But there's
So it
an
doesn't-
optional chill afterwards as well. You're allowed to chill on Shabbos.
Are you sure about
Say
that?
it on YouTube.
No vaping.
The thing is, it depends.
No thinking
If anyone wants to find a sponsor that's happy to let you guys have beer, then I'm not going to say no. But the reality is that it's going to be an
on
organisation.
YouTube.
Guys, cut!
No, when we, you know, the word like hockey katari is what we need to say, hockey karma. When I say some words, chef, no, you have to do the word hockey karma. When we say some words, you have to say the word hockey karma. I mean, this is what I meant to say. When I say beer, it's a hockey karma, alcohol-free beer. Yeah? Hockey karma is our favourite word, yeah?
Say like, you know.
So what's the other announcement?
Anyway, one more announcement. Everyone, I'm going to get the raffle tickets now. If everyone's learned, there'll be a raffle tonight. You get the prize on Thursday night, best of the chef. And
What's the
there's
prize?
going to be, well, we got tournament on Thursday, and there will be the learning program in the diverse house. And there's going to be, yeah, keep sending in if you want to update your designs, because the top few were quite close, so we need them to be a bit better. So we can decide.
So basically they're not very good.
No. It's going to be printed, the whole world's going to see it, so be careful. Sure.
So you want me to send a new one?
Kids are on Thursday as well. Everyone do Kazara. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Kazara.
Yeah,